How's it going?
Husula, kihe shatang kuka duina bana. Hikayanu kuzu.
Just remember that this isn't a playground.
Hopo mawanka tuduska, udwana wada suka kupa. Tamta suza, cheska pakuta, kiska tada wata.
Now that they've left the White Maw, they shouldn't have anything to worry about.
Shiho negata. Tamta suza, cheska pakuta, kiska tada wata. Los nojitama patisa. Mo gutuni ompi bedwana, ni popo chopa uma.
My job's pretty simple when it comes down to it. I'm a bounty hunter. I track down individuals nobody else can find.
Wafumare tu poto dwana wanki wapata ya tuka loka. Chapon ka utman gisa, chapod I kafuan chawa.
That's one way of looking at it.
Ay chupananago. Bedwana urbi kilawato bangki dungko potokanoda. Tamta Zuza, cheska pakuta, kiska tada wata. Mo kila mo klunki, nyat, ambumpa borshuda.
The person who framed you for stealing.
Kuka du choski na wakuchusa, yo makta chi pompota. Tunta Zuza nerko, higata loya, okata uzazul. To hawa tu punyo is, diwoto, segoto wupi wupi. Mo kila mo klunki, nyat, ambumpa borshuda.
Okay, I'm not looking, promise.
Ubanya! Yun na liska chanagawa, chi kaspeina kontinka. Tahusula, kihe shatang kuka duina bana.
This is great, Blizz. I'll be sure to show it off to everyone.
Hopo mawanka tuduska, udwana wada suka kupa. Chesko yeskia chananga, bumpa konchinka. Magusa no pachonki fa, guta jioto, India.
What makes them irreplaceable?
Flipa nega tweety, hey, poka tonko, wana wanga. Tunta Zuza nerko, higata loya, okata uzazul.
I've got a lot going on, Blizz.
Niska takamu! Chaponka utman gisa, chapod I kafuan chawa. Tahusula, kihe shatang kuka duina bana.
She did she? Better do something nice for her.
Tunta Zuza Nerko, Higataluya, Okata Uzazul. Tamta Zuza, Cheskapakuta, Kiskata Wata. Sha'amudin told Magisa, Mitisataparena.
I think we'll have things under control while you're gone.
Haydi Naga! Michu finger la! Mambe!
So I see.
Yama bisto chanaga, imecha tonmicha! Uno bongo wa uni kupa, tontika makitugi. Shisakawa kyota bubanda baki wanki.
Now I'm sorry I wasn't there to see it.
Hopo mawanka tuduska, unwana wada suka kupa. Mo kila mo klunki, yat, ambumpa borshuda. Bedwana urbi kila wato bonki, donko podokanoda.
What's so special about this little gadget anyway?
Mana ache noka. Kuka du choski na wakuchusa, yo makta chi pompota.
It's obviously something you put a lot of care into.
Tunta Zuza Nerko, Higataluya, Okata Uzazul. Chesko yeskia chananga, bumpa kon chinka. Tamta Zuza, Cheskapakuta, Kiskata Wata. Miska Takamu!
Sounds like trouble to me.
Hiniki! Wafumare to boto dwana wanki wapata ya tuka loka. Uno bonko wa uni kupa tontika makitugi.
Hardship has a way of putting things into perspective.
Lokuta nyu pachirota? Yama bisto chanaga, imecha tonmicha! Hopo mawanka tuduska, unwana wada suka kupa. Funta hasa.
Oh, it's good to relax. This is as close as I'm getting to it these days.
Something wrong?
Wrong? Oh, yeah, that's putting it lightly. I'm going nuts here. I've spent so long keeping one step ahead of somebody, I can't believe I've lost them for good. At least when I'm out with you, I usually know where the blaster fire's coming from. Keeps my mind off trouble. Mostly.
If you want me to give you more time to loaf around, forget it.
Are you even listening? The last thing I need is more time to myself. Let's see how easily you brush off your old instincts and catch 40 winks after you've spent 30 years bounty hunting.
You can sleep when you're dead.
It's so nice to have a partner concerned with my health and well-being. Come on, I think I've had my fill of all this cheering up. You know, you're pretty quick to sniff out an opportunity for profit.
Flattery won't get whatever you're angling for.
Oh, I was just making an observation, but now that you mention it, I wonder how much more lucrative our little partnership could be if you applied that intuition to something other than bounty hunting.
Gave up trying to make an honest living already?
I was looking for a fresh start with this little arrangement, not a career change. My abundance of skills and expertise are always at your disposal. It just so happens that most of my expertise is in crime. Mull it over. I'd hate to see so much potential go to waste. I've been thinking it over, and I see a lot of room for improvement maximizing your profits. Take catching me, for example. Sure, you got a nice bounty from the Great Hunt, but why stop there? You just need to use a little imagination.
Get to the point, Galt.
A few words in the right ears, and you could make a lot of money on poor Tiresias's remains, if you don't mind double-crossing crime lords. Offer the body, see who bites, rob them blind. Couldn't be simpler.
I get dirty enough handling my client's funny business, thanks.
Think of it as just another job. I'm a client with a strong personal interest in seeing Tiresias avenged. And what better tribute to the late me than ripping off the scum who put me there? So, that suggestion I had involving my duplicate? Turns out there are a lot of folks out there who've still got a bone to pick with the late Tiresias Loci. A little friendly competition couldn't hurt our final take. I'm thinking an auction would do the trick.
I'm open to anything that'll boost our profits.
That's just what I wanted to hear. Give me some time off the ship, and I can handle the whole thing by proxy. The only finger you'll have to lift will be the one accepting your credit transfer.
Try anything cute, and it'll be a 2-for-1 sale.
Cute's not really my style. Besides, I'm still recovering from the last time we crossed each other. I'll be back before you know it. What, no parade? Oh, not even a cake? How about at least mustering a good to see you for the guy holding your share of the credits?
I'd like to see my take before it wanders off.
It's not like it'd be going far. I live here, remember? Your cut. Pretty good take, considering the expenses. The bidders really couldn't wait to take Tiresias off our hands.
What expenses?
Middlemen, venues, security, incentives, everything necessary to ensure a smooth transaction with half the underworld in one place. 3 pirate crews, 10 free traders, 2 exchange bosses, half a dozen huts, one I don't even remember crossing. Kept licking his lips. I think his name was Druga. It was quite the rogues' gallery. A lot of familiar faces. Brought back memories, let me tell you. I picked up a little souvenir from the Royal Museum. I thought we could make sure these get put to better use.
You're giving me something worth money?
Gesture of good faith and all that. Figured if I'm stuck here, I might as well lighten the mood. Unless we find a collector, we'll need to fence these. Quick turnaround will forfeit a big cut, but it'll be a nice bonus.
I'd rather get the most bang for my buck. Throw him in cargo.
It works for me. Try not to make too many sharp turns. Let me tell you a little thing about opportunity.
Enlighten me.
Sometimes, when it knocks, you put it away for a rainy day. Take this group of fresh-off-the-shuttle Arcona I met at the Mosila spaceport before you showed up. I left those Arcona with a stellar impression of Geller rowing, helpful merchant, and earmarked them for a return trip once things died down.
So, you're planning to sell them junk speeders?
That's small time, friend. I don't think you fully appreciate the caliber of moron we're dealing with. Seems fresh water's hard to come by on Kona. These rubes heard about moisture farming on Tatooine and figured it was their ticket to riches. Fleecing these yokels will be like taking candy from a baby. The key is finding the right scheme.
You really enjoy seeing what you can get away with, don't you?
Surely a Mandalorian can appreciate testing one's limits. Moisture farmers aren't exactly rolling in credits, but a whole colony of them can add up. Remember those Arcona colonists I was telling you about? Well, I've got the perfect racket to skim a little profit off those moisture-farming saps. Salt.
This, I have to hear.
I used to know this spacey Arconan bagman back on Nar Shaddaa. Thought the guy was a spice head for the longest time. Turns out I was only half right. This guy's cravings were something else.
Your friend had some sort of reaction.
Can't say for certain, but I've got my suspicions. One night after making our handoff in some dive diner, he orders some garbage soup and dumps an entire shaker of salt into the bowl. Should have seen the way this guy went at the stuff before stumbling out of the place like its last call.
Your money's on these colonists having the same craving.
10 to 1 says there's something about salt that those wedgeheads can't resist. We're gonna sell those colonists the answer to all their woes, specially formulated and offered exclusively through Rowing Industries. If I'm right about how much Arcona love the stuff, our biggest problem will be keeping up the supply. Meet our new product. Had our salt shipment bottled as special tablets to help organics retain water. Now we just need to seal the deal. I want you with me when our prospective buyer calls. Keep him from getting too comfortable. We'll be meeting an Arcona named Gruna to convince him to act as our supplier to the colony.
I thought you were gonna be the supplier.
Unless you want to start making regular trips to the middle of nowhere, we need a middleman. This chump would do anything for enough credits to get off Tatooine. I don't think it'll take much to get poor Gruna to bite. Gruna, good to hear from you. Looking well. Lose some weight?
Kagriso efretu paranai.
Oh, him? Never mind him. Had to let go of my last security detail in favor of this one. Consummate professional. Say hello. Manners aren't part of the job description, you understand. You know, Gruna, I'm a bit of a philanthropist. Did I mention that?
Grojaman.
My visit to Tatooine left me inspired by the plight of rugged folks like yourself trying to squeeze life out of that dust bowl. Making life easier for the little guy, that's my motto. And helping you hardworking souls is now my personal mission.
Sorry, dry air.
So, as I was saying, the top chemists at Rowing Industries developed this little wonder for us, a compound designed to maximize water retention in organic life forms. The benefit to hardworking subsistence farmers such as yourself is immeasurable.
Pangravimos pandimas protes cada viteradag. Smarcio populas mana ir padre mana narcali.
It's a better plan for your savings than investing in this garbage. This is lower than I'm willing to sink, Galt.
Sia I pankia das imit viano?
I must be having some kind of flashback. Can't find decent help these days. Just let me handle my associate and we'll finish our business. Snap out of it, buddy. It's Geller Rowing, your boss. Don't mess this up.
We're better than this.
And I thought you might be too ruthless for this business. I can't even begin to express my disappointment.
Aikaios naba, jotinai rodo cab itinas?
Looks like I'm sending you the whole shipment, free of charge. Choke on it. Well, since we both know how sensitive you are about robbing the poor, let me remind you of the benefits of robbing the rich. You remember those little trinkets that happened to come into our possession on Alderaan? I managed to sell most of the stuff right back to the nobility at a tidy profit.
How'd you swing that?
It took a little laundering, but the Alderaanians were very eager to outbid the competition. Notice anything different?
You should lay off the junk food.
And they said the stuff was slimming. Just acquired some nice form-fitting blast armor. Thought I'd see if it would stand up to a trained eye. Apparently so, if your observation is any indication.
Be happy to see if it stands up to my blaster.
I can always count on you to keep my welfare in mind. Since I'm still putting myself in harm's way, I decided to make a little investment in my well-being. Been stocking up on interesting tidbits at every port we've hit. From here on, I'm ready for anything. So, what do you know about Hilo Viz?
I've heard the name. She was some big-time spacer, wasn't she?
You could put it that way if you're partial to understatement. She broke the Mandalorian blockade at the Hydian Way. You know, the one that strangled Coruscant and dashed a full-scale Jedi assault. And it wasn't out of the goodness of her heart, either. Credits were involved. A lot of them.
She's single?
No, she's dead. According to the rumors, anyway. Most think the Hutts were behind Hilo's disappearance, but anyone who knew her could tell you they'd have better odds winning a marathon. No, she's still out there. Somewhere.
Not to mention her credits.
Oh, that isn't exactly the case. Hilo was my old partner. More than that. That blockade run was the last thing we ever did together. Like I said, a lot of credits were involved. When I saw the opportunity, I took off and left Hilo holding the bag. Stupid.
Is that a conscience showing?
I don't know, maybe. It was a dumb move I regret making. Listen, I found out that an old associate from that blockade run is still around and kicking. A mutual acquaintance. I owe Hilo one last visit. If he knows where she's been laying low all this time, I've got to track him down. I caught up with that old associate from the blockade run. Old Quan and I had a nice little chat. He was surprised to see me, to say the least.
He probably thought he was finally rid of you.
We were never that close, not like you and me, so I didn't mind too much having to shoot him. Before I had to end Quan's retirement prematurely, I convinced him to fill me in on some gaps in our history since the blockade run. When the Hutts came looking for their return investment, Hilo Viz smuggled herself off to Republic space with the help of another free trader.
Looks like she got over you quickly enough.
Haha, fat chance. Hilo had better taste in who to be caught dead with. Remember Zale Barrows? She cut a deal with that twerp to hide her on Belsavis. If she's still stuck there, this is my chance to swoop in to the rescue. I've got to go after her.
You're deluding yourself. All that time running make you forget how to face consequences?
I'm suggesting risking my neck on the off chance I can save someone who hates my guts. Of course I'm deluded. If I don't make it, well, thanks. I don't think Tiresias would have ever gotten this opportunity.
When did you get back?
Oh, a little while ago. I wasn't exactly in a talkative mood. My little pipe dream involving Hilo went about as you'd have expected.
I expected you wouldn't make it back.
I appreciate the vote of confidence. After all these years, I finally caught up with her, and she hadn't changed a bit. I found her on Belsavis in some sort of stasis chamber. It was like I just left.
Talk about your past catching up with you.
If she'd had a blaster, she'd have shot me the moment she came to. Lucky for me, she recognized that prison wasn't the place to hash things out. She took off the first chance she got. Hardly the reunion I was looking for, but I got her out of that pit. That counts for something, right?
Well, now you can get over it and move on.
Yeah, maybe. If you'll excuse me, I need to create a hangover to nurse. You're not gonna believe this. I heard from Hilo. She's willing to take me back if I'm willing to show she means more to me than me. Sent the message certified, credits on delivery. Whew, almost cleaned me out just to have it delivered.
I hope you get her back. She's my kind of lady.
One of a kind. Too bad it took me this long to figure it out. I feel like I'm back in my prime. Not that I'd slipped, I'm just unburdened. I owe you for that, so I thought I'd say it. Don't go making a big deal out of it.
That's going on the record.
I'm gonna hear about this for a while, aren't I? I've gotta hand it to you. You really surprised me. You're not what I would call a conventional partner in crime. But we're really turning out to make quite the team.
You just needed someone who could pick up all your slack.
Can you argue with the results? You and me, we're going to carve out a criminal empire, or at least accumulate one heck of a fortune. Your children's children won't know what to do with it. I'm telling you, wild space is the limit. Have I mentioned how much pulling that little con has improved my mood? I think that auction put to bed any lingering doubts that Tiresias is dead and gone. And aside from knowing my new identity ought to stick, I'd almost forgotten how much I love a good scheme.
It's not like you were retired when I found you.
It's hard to work a proper hustle when you're on the run, chum. I've pulled more heists than cons in recent memory. That was the kind of racket my former partner preferred. Simple, bold, effective. Used to argue about that a lot.
How'd you two part ways?
We had different ideas about where we were headed. Water under the bridge. My preference is to be long gone by the time anyone gets wise. That's a lot easier without bounty hunters breathing down my neck. It's about time I got back in the game. Can't afford to let myself get out of practice, after all.
Have I mentioned recently how much I enjoy serving you? I am a lucky droid, Master.
Can I ask you something? You and Mako together?
Your digs ain't much to look at. At least it's roomy. What do you do for fun in this dump?
Mostly, I throw loudmouth ingrates out the airlock.
My kind of entertainment. When we gonna play around?
Housebreaking you is gonna be a real challenge.
Ain't been broken? Your digs ain't much to look at. At least it's roomy.
Mostly, I throw loudmouth ingrates out the airlock.
My kind of entertainment. When we gonna play around?
Keep it up, and you won't wait long.
Let me know when you find the guts, wimp. You got crummy taste and company. Bad enough with that skinny broad and the little twerp trying to walk tall. But I don't get how that squeaking thing in the bellyaching dandy ain't become target practice yet. How'd a hard case like you get tangled up with such a bunch of dainties?
It'd be a mistake to underestimate any of my crew.
Yeah? I ain't buying it. None of your tag-alongs would have lasted 2 minutes with any of my crowd.
I can't picture you as a people person.
Sitting around by myself. Ain't much of a party. Had a good thing going back on Coruscant. Empire shook that place up real good. No law. Just unclaimed turf. And millions of dregs clawing at each other for the scraps. One big round-the-clock brawl. Shame it didn't last.
Anarchy has a certain appeal.
That was the best part, hands down. But turf wars weren't half bad either. My gang was top of the pack. Black Sun were killers to the core. Not like those lazy, stinking huts. Wonder what they've been doing since I got nabbed. Gotta go find me something to break. I've been thinking running with you ain't so bad. More downtime than I'd like, but at least it ain't like being in the can. Too much time between killings on the inside.
Working with me is slightly better than prison. Gee, thanks.
Spend half my time cooped up in that can of yours. Ain't much different. Besides, prison ain't so bad. Best place to meet the real scum of the universe. Get connected. Lockup took me from the streets to the major leagues.
Black Sun wasn't good enough for you?
I'm talking about when I was just getting started. First time I got nabbed. Shared a cell with a Hutt cartel gangster once. Helped him bust out. got introduced to the family. Had a couple good years being an enforcer, before those slimy two-faced slugs tried to bump me off. Hadn't noticed how much that time in the cooler cramped my style. Got me rusty.
You're keeping up.
Can still take half the chumps you deal with one hand. Ain't my point. I'm just saying, all this running around busting heads is whetting my appetite, and I'm itching to do some real damage. Never did get my hands on that stinking hunt that tried to have me bumped off. Been thinking, I'm overdue.
Who are you planning to pay a visit?
Some slimy hut underboss? A nobody. Don't really remember him. Gotta think about it. All you need to know is, once I find the dirty backstabber, I'm paying him a visit. This is where I get off, runt.
Been waiting forever to hear that.
Huh, funny. Found me that slimy hut I was talking about. He's been getting fat and happy all these years after crossing me. Time he gets what's coming to him.
I don't mind tagging along if you need another blaster.
He owes me a lot of bad blood. I plan on taking my time to bleed him. You ain't gonna rush me this time. Try not getting killed. Gonna want something to do when I get back.
You're back.
Ain't like a bunch of hut flunkies was gonna give me trouble. Would have been back sooner, but the slug and I had a lot of catching up to do.
I take it you had a good time.
Made him wish he traded all these years for quick death. This is the way to do it. Doing what we want when we want. Ain't nobody gonna say otherwise. Kinda glad I ain't killed you yet.
You mean you're glad you haven't tried?
I'll get around to it. Figure I ain't going back to organized crime, now that I got free run of the galaxy. But that don't mean I ain't got pull. Long as I'm running with you, your black son.
I'm not looking for any new obligations.
Quit whining. You ain't gonna get bossed around. All I'm saying is you and yours need something. Black Sun's got your back. Now quit making a fuss before I change my mind.
Thanks.
Been talking to some people. One of my contacts just had some guy in our SWTOR asking about me.
Probably one of these in every spaceport. You should learn to let him down easy.
Cute, real cute. No, not anyone I know. My contact says the guy practically screams spook. He's asking about my whereabouts. Goes by the name of Carteri. The spook, not my contact. I think we have time to pay him a visit, don't you?
Let's look him up. Find out who sent him.
All right, then we have a plan.
Hail to the Emperor! More importantly, hail to...
Can I ask you something? You and Mako together?
She works for me, that's all.
So you're not gonna shoot me if I go after her then? I like her. I thought maybe...
It's a safe bet. She's not interested.
You're probably right.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
Watch yourself.
Getting lonely?
Coral, well, this is a surprise. Never thought you'd just turn yourself in.
Okay, first thing, my name's not Coral. Second, what are you talking about?
Right, of course not. I suppose you're just here for a friendly chat then?
Nobody's gotten shot yet. I think we can have a nice conversation, don't you?
Right, I'm feeling the love. I can imagine what she's told you, Hunter, but you're being played. She's anything but a helpless little girl.
Try answering a question or two. Who's Coral?
Let's keep this short, shall we? I don't want anyone seeing us and reporting this. And I'm not stupid enough to draw on you. Here's everything I was given on my target. Take it and go.
Pad's encrypted. See if I can crack it later. This thing... she really does look like me, huh?
She's got nothing on you.
No, she definitely looks like me. Guess I have plenty to keep me busy for a while. We should get going. that guy, Carteri from Nar Shaddaa, remember him? Doesn't exist.
The guy was too much of a wuss to be important. Probably can't lead you to anything useful.
But the guy's invisible or something. I can't find out anything about him. Nothing.
Trying a little hard to dig up intel on a guy we left in the dust, aren't you?
You jealous? Of the guy who squealed at the first sign of a blaster? Today just keeps getting better. You know what's weird? The more I look at that holo of coral, the more it makes me think. If I've got a sister, what else have I got? Aunts, uncles, cousins? Maybe I've been missing family dinners for my whole life.
You find your long-lost family, next thing you know, they're hitting you up for a loan.
Or asking me to do the dishes. Guess I'm better off. Still, I've gotta wonder, how are they connected to SIS? Something I need to figure out. That new armor? I like it. It makes your arms look, bigger. Not that they needed it.
Got more than just armor I could show you.
Really? Because I've been curious about the targeting system for your rocket launcher. Anyway, we've got things to do, people to hunt. You know SIS computers? Way easier to slice than I thought. Which is sort of worrying now that I think about it. Did some poking around in a few classified Republic databases. Found my birth certificate. Well, maybe. Found a dozen birth certificates, all with the gene stamp, a lot like mine.
There's a point to this?
Cool your hyperdrive, I'm getting to the good stuff. My family's records. It's gotta be. Parents, siblings, maybe grandparents, who knows what else. No names or dates though, just an SIS project number.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route. Have a safe and pleasant stay.
sort of jobs are coming up? Hunting? Mercenary work?
You never know in this business.
Should keep me on my toes. Been in a few skirmishes. Treaty with the Republic made real fighting scarce. Like to see something worthy.
Looking for at least 10 to 1 odds? Or will you be satisfied with just one of something nasty?
Tough call. Our people need battle to find out what we are. Mando without war is like a starship without space.
We'll see combat. War? I can't guarantee you.
Good enough for me. Been watching you work. You're good with that blaster.
I've killed how many things now, and you just picked up on that?
Mandalorians can't throw that kind of compliment around lightly. Nice to see a professional in action. Might even learn a few things hanging around you. You remind me of someone. Friend of mine, Cordan Ordo. Great Alorad. Served with him and his clan on Eriadu. Told you about that, right?
You'd said you'd been in some fights. Didn't say where.
Sent in to secure a weapons factory. Half the planet is factories. Like Coruscant, but dirtier. Pretty quiet, except for snipers and mines. Real trouble was waiting in the factory. Resistance fighters, geared with stealth generators, hiding among the workers.
Don't present a target, shoot from cover. Smart guys.
Didn't save him. Cordan got most of the workers out. Got us under cover. Could have been worse. Good at thinking on his feet. Sorta like you.
Guess I could do worse.
Got a good crew.
They get the job done.
Haven't been part of a company since Eriadu. Missed it, I guess.
Commander Fett's men didn't seem too bad.
Decent. Wasn't there long, though. Gotta have someone watching your six. Wonder what Clan Ordo's doing now. That friend I said you reminded me of? Got a holo call from him. Turns out Cordan heard about us taking down G-Cone on Terrace. Sent me an invitation.
He didn't draw a line in the sand, I hope.
Over G-Cone? No. He'd have done the same as us. Said he's hunting big game. Offered to let me in on it. Plan to take him up on that. Wanted to let you know. Won't be long.
See you when I see you, Torian.
Catch you later.
How was it?
Amazing. Met Cordan and half my unit on Duxon. Good hunting. Bomas and Maulers mostly. Jagger bagged a Zakeg. Lucky Jare.
Zakeg?
Behemoth. Like a tank with a temper. Caught it under the chin with a concussion missile. Took 2. Got a few more stories to tell. Can't ask for much else. Back to hunting prey on 2 legs. Right. Never thanked you. Not making a big deal over me taking off. Good to see my brothers are still alive. Cordan owes me 50 credits.
Glad to help, Torian.
I appreciate it. Been meaning to ask something. Mandalore tell you the race Ulnare when you were adopted into his clan?
Is that something I should know?
You could say that. Race Ulnare means 6 actions. the core of Mandalorian life. Speaking the language is a big one. I could teach you, if you're up for it.
I probably ought to know what my people were saying about me.
Have to find some time later, then. Been working on a new shot. Something I picked up watching you. Want to check it out?
Let's see it.
Think it'd be best to try it in a real firefight. Let's get to work. Sooner we're moving, the sooner you can see me in action. Been thinking about something Corridan said. Thought he'd be seeing some real action again soon. You think he meant it? Or was that just talk?
He's your friend. You'd know better than I would.
Corridan means what he says, mostly. Could always be wrong, though. Almost hope he's wrong. This armor might not be up to a decent fight.
What exactly's the matter with it?
Maybe nothing. Might hold up. Hard to say. Mandalore gave you a piece of Beskar gum, didn't he? Should be made of Beskar. Only our people can work it.
Better to shoot first and not get hit.
Always better to have a backup plan. This can wait. We ought to get to work.
Trouble?
Remember how Corridan thought things would be heating up? Listen.
I've got a mission. Thought you might want in on it. Clan Ordo's been hired to kill a senator who's hiding out under major Jedi protection. It'll be a serious engagement. He's gone to ground in a heavily fortified area. Worth a lot of credits, too. If you're interested, meet us at the Bayless Estate on Alderaan. Corridan out.
Planning on taking off again?
They're my brothers. I need to be there.
I'll back you up.
Your sights are set on bigger game. I got this one.
Still alive.
Seems that way. Weren't all so lucky.
Did Corridan make it through?
Took a lightsaber strike. Glanced off his big head. Didn't care to find out firsthand. Never let them get close.
Dancing with a lightsaber's a good way to lose weight.
Better find some Beskar if I'm making a habit of it. Our people have a saying, Alit or Ishietaldin. You know it? Family is more than blood. I'm glad you came to Terrace.
I know what you mean.
I'll watch your six no matter what. Mind if I ask you a personal question?
You can ask whatever you want. I'm not saying I'll answer.
What made you enter the Great Hunt?
It's not something I can just sum up for you.
Ask myself the same question. Got that answer too. Next hunt gets called, I plan to be there. Ever eaten Mandalorian food? At your adoption, maybe?
I've been meaning to track some down.
Been craving it since I left. Food here's a little bland, no offense. Thought I'd put something together next chance I got. Interested?
I won't turn down a hot meal.
Let you know next time I'm headed to the galley.
Something on your mind?
Family. Not much of Clan Kadera left. Aren't close either. Got spread out after the schism.
What schism?
Crusader Schism. What they called the war between the clans. Ordo, Kelborn, Etera. They all recovered. Think it was a shame that kept us apart. Feud's settled now. Maybe it's time. Scene 15. Made contact with some of my cousins. It's strange, but a start.
You've got the makings of a strong leader.
Old man left me something. Got a lot to learn before I try leading a clan. Fighting alongside Mandalore's chosen can't hurt. Heard from Mandalore lately? Know he's letting you do your thing. You're still blood, though. I'd like to meet him.
I'll look into it for you.
Thanks. Shout if you hear something.
You know SIS computers? Way easier to slice than I thought. Which is sort of worrying now that I think about it. Did some poking around in a few classified Republic databases. Found my birth certificate. Well, maybe. Found a dozen birth certificates, all with the gene stamp, a lot like mine.
A dozen is a lot of targets. Doesn't tell us where to start looking.
Well, no, it doesn't, but it's still a great find. My family's records. It's gotta be. Parents, siblings, maybe grandparents, who knows what else. No names or dates though, just an SIS project number, 32. Have to keep looking, see what else I can find. Been running some diagnostics on the ship. Hyperdrive seems to need a little TLC. We ought to get it looked at. What's worse than a neglected hyperdrive?
You could probably use some TLC too.
All work and no play makes for a dull slicer. I wouldn't exactly say no to a vacation.
We should go somewhere, just you and me.
Look, I like you. You're fun, and you look good in Dursteel, but it's a really bad idea for us to get involved. Never makes business and pleasure, you know? Leads to trouble.
I suppose you got a point there.
If that's settled, let's get back to work, huh? Remember the SIS project number I found? 32? Turns out if you search for it in enough super secret Republic databases, it gets noticed. Ran into a little, trouble. Like, if I keep doing this, the chance of mysteriously disappearing goes up dramatically, sort of trouble.
Anything happens to you, I don't know what I'll do.
You know, you just can't find another slicer who'll put up with you. Figure there are other, less hazardous channels I can look into. I'll, let you know if I decide to do anything stupid. Or, more likely, let you know after. Remember how I said I'd avoid SIS databases for the time being? Decided this was a good time to take a crack at the encryption on that SIS creep Carteri's datapad. The encryption is crazy. Someone threw a solid wall of credits into keeping this thing secure.
SIS has deep pockets. Nothing newsworthy there.
The security on this datapad is tighter than anything I've seen, even the classified stuff. I mean, I'm seriously getting the creeps now. What's my family involved in that's worth this kind of money to the Republic?
Whatever they're hiding could be pretty messy.
Whatever it is, I've got to find out. Anyway, thanks for listening to me babble. Much appreciated. SIS just throw their ciphers a party with clowns and a juggling bantha. Stupid datapad is impossible to decrypt, but not all is lost. Found a holo address for Coral, I think. I mean, it could be her. I sort of wanted you around when I called her.
How could I pass this up? Go ahead when you're ready.
Sure, because this'll be fun. Sort of like flying into a black hole. Right, it's nothing to worry about, it's just a stupid call.
Hello?
Hi. Coral? It's Coral, right? I'm Mako.
Mother of... Mako? My little sister Mako? I can't believe it. I thought you were dead. How did you find me?
Wasn't exactly easy. I ran into an SIS guy looking for you.
Isaac? The SIS agent? Was his name Isaac?
Seems to me you better start explaining.
Oh no. Mako, you've got to help me, please.
If you're gonna tell me SIS is after you, I already figured that out.
Cartery's just one of the agents after me. Isaac's the one leading them. If he finds me...
What? What's he want you for?
I've got to go. I've been on this channel too long already. He's on Drummond Cost looking for me right now. If there's anything you can do to stop him.
Wait, Coral, what's going on? Why is he after you?
They're already trying to trace my location. I have to go, please. You're the only hope I've got.
What is it with people never answering my questions?
Gotta be hiding something.
Oh, that was weird, wasn't it? It wasn't just me, right? She's really like me, isn't she? I really have a sister. Let's go to Drummond Koss.
Importantly, hail to you, Master.
I hear congratulations are in order.
Yes, we finally signed the marriage agreement yesterday.
Old-timer like me got a lot of tricks for sale. Come back, you might learn something.
Hold it right there, Coral.
For the love of... I'm not Coral.
Don't do anything stupid. We should wait for Isaac. Are you crazy? What are we supposed to do? Ask her to just behave herself? I'm just saying Isaac will be here soon. Let's not jump the gun.
Hello? Guys, can we talk for a minute?
Maybe Isaac will get here soon, or maybe he'll decide to stop for lunch first. We don't exactly have a lot of options here.
Don't think there's a point in talking to them, Mako.
Someone is gonna answer me this time. Hey, girls! Over here!
Look out! She's attacking!
Trouble on the way!
Coral has some explaining to do.
No kidding. I'm getting answers out of somebody if it kills me. Or them. Preferably them. Let's get moving before I get even more weirded out. So, you want to hear the latest news from the HoloNet? There's a lot of buzz about you. Apparently, you have a fan club now.
Don't suppose you've changed your mind about things?
What do you want me to say? I like you, but, it's a bad idea. It's not gonna work. It's a small ship. There's nowhere to go when things get ugly. We're just not meant to be involved.
That's how we'll play it then.
Strictly business, no matter how much you give me that sort of melty look. What is it they say about curiosity again? Does it involve lavish paid vacations? Maybe Trandoshani flat cakes? So I may have gone back into the SIS computers, just a little.
You wouldn't be telling me this if you didn't see something in there.
Am I that obvious? Oh, gotta work on that. Remember how I said I found birth certificates from my family? A dozen of them? Well, I found out that 10 of them also have death certificates.
Guess that means there's nobody wondering why you don't call.
You know, I'd even planned my excuse for missing holidays, too. I guess it's just me and Coral now. Well, on that cheery note, let's move on, huh? Got a few minutes? Maybe you could give me a few pointers on my pistol technique.
Guns and my favorite girl? Sign me up.
You're so cute when you're thinking about shooting stuff. Because actually, I just wanted to show off. I've got a new shot and I can't wait for you to see it. In fact, I'm sort of looking forward to seeing it in action myself. So what do you think?
Ought to try it out on a real target, I think.
Couldn't have suggested better myself. Let's move. I kind of want to shoot something now. Hey, got a minute? I wanted to talk to you. I just wanted to say thanks for the Coral thing. You didn't have to do all that.
You don't feel just a little bit unprofessional?
It's not about what I feel. We've got to work.
Stop pretending. It'll be okay. Trust me.
Okay, so all the stuff I said before, that whole not mixing work and whatever, I've officially changed my mind. Remember the guy Coral said was after her? Isaac, the one we were supposed to stop on Drummond Koss?
Target didn't show up. Hard to forget that.
Everything else is sort of dead-ended. I thought maybe I'd try to see what I could find on him. He's SIS, no surprise there, so there's not much to find. Except for this. He's assigned to Project 32. The same project all my relatives seem to be associated with.
You should head to one of Nar Shaddah's casinos and play that number. Probably make some credits.
Right now, I feel like maybe gambling isn't a great idea. Searching for his name tripped all kinds of security, so don't be surprised if a lot of uniforms are looking for us. I think I might take up a new hobby. Remember the guy Coral said was after her?
Target didn't show up.
Everything else is sort of dead-ended. He's SIS, no, except for this. He's assigned to Project 32.
I think we could have guessed that.
Yeah, it's not exactly a huge revelation. Searching for his name tripped all kinds of security, so don't be surprised if a lot of uniforms are looking for us. I think I might take up a new hobby for a while. A safer one, like, Nexu grooming. Mind holding my hand while I do something stupid? Remember that datapad we got from Carteri about 1 million years ago? I cracked it. I got a holo frequency from Isaac, Mr. Project 32 himself. I can't do this without you.
That's what I'm here for, stopping angry looks from strangers.
Perfect. Just sort of stand there and look imposing. Pretty much like you always do.
What's this?
Okay, before we get started, let's set something straight. My name is Mako. M-A-K-O. Got it? Call me Coral, and so help me, I will find a way to punch you through the holonet.
Mako? Well, that's a name I never thought I'd hear again.
You're the first person who didn't insist she was Coral.
I can imagine. Mako's been presumed dead for 20 years. No one was expecting her to turn up now. Unfortunately for both of us, I don't have much time for conversation at the moment.
I think it might be in your best interest to talk sooner rather than later.
Normally, I'd agree with you on that. The team has pinpointed Coral's location. Finding her is my priority. Mako, a word of warning. This isn't the life you want. Whatever happens, stay away from Coral.
Why? What do you want with her? What did she do?
She's killed most of the people involved in Project 32. I can only assume she'll try to kill you too. She's gotten almost everyone else.
She's killed a lot of SIS. Seems to me you need to hire some outside assistance.
This operation fails, Hunter, I might just give you a call. Mako, I'll contact you after my team's taken Coral into custody. We have a lot to talk about. Isaac, out.
I'm intercepting all his outgoing transmissions. Looks like, yes, I have the coordinates he's sending out.
You're doing real well at this waiting to hear back from Isaac stuff so far.
Did you hear me say, sure, Isaac, I'll just sit here twiddling my thumbs until you call back? I've downloaded the coordinates to the nav computer. Let's go pay my sister a friendly visit.
Vehicle pads are currently open for business.
Short stuff.
I've seen you free droid.
What did he just say?
Nothing subversive, Master. Shall we go for a walk?
Everything is in order, sir. Consider it done, sir. You made the right choice celebrating your birthday on Nar Shaddaa.
Hey, sis. Long time no see, huh?
Mako? What are you doing here? How did you find me?
Met some of our sisters. It was real sweet. Heartwarming, you might say.
Oh, about that. I should have warned you.
Probably slipped your mind that you're a quadruplet or whatever. Easy mistake.
It's a lot to take in. I didn't want to overwhelm you. Project 32 is trying to frame me, Mako. The others were in on it. Help me slice his computer. If I can erase my records, I can just disappear. Nobody else will get hurt. Please.
I've got 2 words for you, Coral. Bantha Dung. You used me. You wanted Isaac dead. You wanted the other girls dead. Quit pretending to be the victim.
You want to get anything else out of her, be quick about it. Isaac's probably on his way.
Well, Coral, you have anything else you want to say before I watch Isaac cart your sorry behind out of here?
So I set you up. So what? You don't matter. Neither do the others. None of you are even real people. I'm real. You think I wanted to be part of a set? Would you want that? I'm not like the rest of you. I'm unique. You're not even a person.
Scared of you.
Doesn't matter. Nothing you do matters. Even if I die here, you won't be real. You're just a cheap copy, Mako.
She yammers a lot for someone who's just been totally beaten, doesn't she?
SIS can pick her up. Don't know about you, but I've had my fill of crazy.
Me too. Let's hope it doesn't run in the family.
Mako? Is that you? How did... Nah, that's a stupid question. We'll take Coral from here. I guess we should thank you. Are you alright?
I don't know what you guys are gonna do to her, but I have a hunch she deserves it. The stuff she said about being a copy, what do you think that was supposed to mean?
Could have meant anything, or it could have just been more crazy.
Probably didn't mean anything except in her messed up head.
We're moving out. Mako, we will have to talk later.
Let's get out of here, okay? I want to be as far away from this place as possible.
Welcome back, Master. I've just completed a new meal plan for your culinary pleasure.
Hey, I was scanning the holonet and just lost track of time. Where is everybody? It's so quiet. I thought for a second I'd gotten on the wrong ship.
Sounds about perfect, doesn't it?
You might be onto something there. You know, I could get used to this. Peace, quiet, total lack of galt. You know what? You're okay.
Okay is for amateurs.
No, I mean, when Brayden first talked about you, I don't know what I expected, but whatever it was, you're better. What I want to say is, you're awesome, and if you were lost in the same sector, I would definitely give you directions.
And if someone put a bounty on your head, I'd shoot him for you.
You wouldn't collect on it first? That's really sweet of you. Alright, anyway, you get the point. Let's get back to work. It's strange. I haven't always known you. It just doesn't seem possible. It's gotten hard to remember what life was like before we met.
Don't waste time on it. Now is what's important.
I love you, you know. You probably guessed that already.
You don't have to tell me.
Yeah, but I feel slightly better for saying it out loud.
Let's make this an official contract. What do you say?
When you put it that way, how can a girl possibly say no?
Later. Thanks.